So now that we're back into the Americas, we're going to go into some Native awareness. So there is distinct differences in North American Native awareness compared to South America. It would almost seem that an advanced civilization began at Mexico's border and went down south, and the more primitive communities were in the north. So if you look at the Americas, just imagine the Americas. Imagine the first pyramid. You know, we start at the Mexican border, basically. And then you go all the way down to the south tip of South America. You have the most amazing civilization structures, sound acoustic, geometrical awareness, astronomical alignment, deep creation stories and myths about a past that include beings from out of this world. But you come to North America, and you get a watered down version of that. You get not as advanced structures, you get more of a primitive culture, more about the earth and the simplicity of the earth rather than the complexity of the universe, right? And then you also don't have as much advanced structures around. So why would it make sense that, you know, it just so happens to be where we drew the line of Mexico, everything north of that was primitive, everything south of that was advanced? Well, the reason why is this is actually incredibly incorrect, that the civilizations in North America, I'm going to say now and suggest, were actually extremely advanced, and some of them as advanced, if not more advanced, as the ones in South America. However, there was a different mentality in South America with the people that conquered there, namely the Portuguese and the Spanish especially, compared to the Europeans and North Europeans of North America. In the South, there wasn't a separationist mentality. They thought of them as less than, but they didn't separate from them and put them into their own communities. They used them. They raped them. They had kids with them. There was a whole huge subrace from the get-go that was created immediately in South America, which is why every single civilization down South America has like their own group of people, because they literally mingled and merged together. But North America and Canada, though, the Europeans and North Europeans that came there had a whole different mentality. They had a lesser than superior white supremacist kind of mentality. We are superior than all these beings here. They shouldn't even be living with us. They shouldn't even exist. We don't even want to use them. If we're going to use them, it's going to be hardcore slave labor. They get nothing out of it. So this separationist mentality literally gave the Northern Americans a reason to eradicate the greatness of the civilizations that were here before. So why is it that in South America, you can learn a lot about the tribes that existed there, but over here in North America, you can learn what you think is a lot, but it's really, really little, especially because many of the cultures we don't even know existed. The Taino people, for example, non-violent tribe in North America. No one really talks about them, but you go to any other country in South America, every single place you go is almost like has something dedicated to the tribe that existed there. So that is what really happened. So I believe, and I know for sure, that there were great structures that existed in North America that were completely brought down. And the fact is that up until 1920, from 1750 up until like 1920, there were articles all the times, not only about like, you know, giants being found, but articles about pyramids and huge structures and Iowa pyramids the size of the Giza Plateau. Like that was one of the articles, right? And then all of a sudden vanished. Even the Smithsonian in 1901, I believe it was, had an actually it was around 1900 to 1910. I don't know the exact date, but they had an article talking about a Sphinx-like structure found in the Grand Canyon and a pyramid found there. But then they completely denied that article's from them at all now, right? So I think that a lot of these structures are actually destroyed, and then some of them are hidden in plain sight. And you can go to some places right now, and there are a bunch of hills. And we're finding out now, only recently in the last 5 years, that these are actually pyramids that are completely overgrown. All right, so these mound sites are unexcavated. There's no real interest in excavating it and knowing that, you know, there were great, beautiful civilization here that wasn't primitive and that we wiped them out. It really, that awareness and talking about that is something that isn't explored enough. Maybe it's because of the guilt of what happened, or, you know, who knows what the reason is. So North America was thriving and abundant land with tribal and advanced civilization. So I don't think it was just one great advanced civilization. There was probably tribal, more primitive civilizations and tribes, and then there were more advanced ones. Tis even like they just found a Mayan outpost last year in Georgia. Google that, Mayan outpost in Georgia. They literally like, so even the great civilizations of South America, it's not like they were like, oh my God, I can't go over the border to Texas, so I'm not gonna cross the border in case I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, they literally left and moved around, went all types of places, including to North America, and evidence definitely suggests that is the case.